President Trump is pushing to jumpstart America's next generation with so-called Trump accounts, where every child born in the U.S. would get a $1,000 investment account. It would be a tax-deferred, low-cost index fund account tracking the overall stock market. The account would be considered private property, controlled by the parents or guardians until the child turns 18, and then would also be able to make an additional $5,000 contribution every year. Once the child is then 18, they're free to use the money for only certain things, like paying for college or job training programs, possibly a down payment on their first house, or to start a small business. So a lot of questions. Let's bring in Nichole Berlie, Axios business reporter. Nathan, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time on this. Before we really get into the details on this, on its surface, is this as beneficial as it sounds?
Well, I think $1,003 is pretty beneficial to pretty much anybody in the sense that, hey, you give me $1,000 to invest in the stock market over time. I think you can expect a fair amount of growth given what we've seen historically in the stock market. I think the big question is whether this is something that the federal government should do and whether it's something the federal government can afford to do.
I'd like to listen to some of what President Trump said yesterday as he was touting this provision.
These accounts will be private property controlled by the child's guardians, and in many cases, those guardians will be the parents. This is a pro-family initiative that will help millions of Americans harness the strength of our economy to lift up the next generation, and they'll really be getting a big jump on life, especially if we get a little bit lucky with some of the numbers and the economies into the future.
All right, so Nathan, it sounds great, but what are some of the potential drawbacks, especially because, you know, as we've seen over the past few months, the stock market goes up and down. It can do that significantly. Do we know if that $1,000, regardless, would be guaranteed?
Well, I think the $1,000 is going to, the amount it's going to grow is going to depend greatly on when exactly it gets invested. If you look, for example, at had you invested $1,000 in the stock market 50 years ago, it'd probably be worth more than $300,000 today. But if you had invested that $1,000 right after the dot-com bubble bust in 2000, it'd only be worth $6,000 today. So timing is going to depend, is going to really be the deciding factor here. But again, I think one of the big questions for the government, especially for Republicans who are already concerned about what this bill could add to the deficit, is this something that's worth it to increase the national debt?
Absolutely. I do want to talk about that. But before I talk about the debt and some of the possible pushback, the president is saying that these accounts would be controlled by the child's parents or guardians. Now, in most cases, that's probably a good thing, but that may not always be a good fit. Do you think maybe that aspect of things needs to be a bit more closely examined? And if not the parent or guardian, who would manage it?
Well, we all hear the stories of child actors who make a bunch of money when they're a kid and their parents spend it all. So I think, need to ensure that there are appropriate controls in place to make sure that that doesn't happen in a situation like this, to make sure that if this actually does happen, that the money ends up being, preserved for the child once they're 18.
All right, so last question, and this is something you certainly have been alluding to. We know that lots of Republicans certainly don't think that the president's big, beautiful bill actually does enough to cut spending. I'd like to listen to some of that.
Not for adding to the debt. I don't think it's very conservative to raise the debt ceiling. This will be an historic increase in the debt ceiling. This will be a more significant, a greater increase in the debt ceiling than we've ever seen in our country.
Without return to a reasonable pre-pandemic level spending, I don't see any way I can support more tax cuts and more deficit spending. We should not be increasing the deficit.
All right, so Nathan, we're focusing on Republicans there because we know that for the most part, Democrats are against this. Do you think this initiative within the broader bill ends up becoming a reality?
I think it feels like a 50-50 sort of thing right now because, on one hand, it sounds like a lot of money. On the other hand, we're talking about 3 million babies born annually, $1,000 per baby, so about $3 billion a year. That's a drop in the bucket for the federal government, but doesn't necessarily mean that, people won't block it because at some point, too much is too much.
Well, we will certainly see what happens. Axios business reporter Nichole Berlie, thank you so much for giving us some of your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.